welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and for today's video we are going to be doing my February and March book haul. So we are only partway through March, but I don't think I'm getting any more books this month, so I figured I would just go ahead and film this now. I have a decent amount of books to show you all. Also, I would like to apologize for my voice. If you don't watch my vlogs, then you wouldn't know that I have been sick for the last week and a half or so. I am feeling a lot better, which is why I am filming, but my voice is a little weird. My nose is a little stuffy, so I'm gonna sound a little bit different for this video. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say, so let's just get started. These aren't really in any particular order, so the first three that I have to show you guys are Colleen Hoover books. The first one is It Ends With Us, and then Ugly Love, and then Hopeless. So I have actually read Ugly Love and It Ends With Us. I read this one in February, I read this one this month, and I have really been enjoying them, and so these two are my favorites that I've read so far, and I wanted to annotate them. This one is about a girl named Tate, and it's like a friends with benefits kind of story, but there is a darker element to it, but you don't really understand that or you don't really find out what's going on there until way later in the book, so I won't spoil that. And then this one is about a girl named Lily and a guy named Ryle who have this whirlwind love story, but interspersed throughout that love story you are seeing kind of flashbacks to Lily's life growing up, where she lived next door to a boy who was homeless. His name was Atlas, and you kind of see how much he means to her. And then that later plays a part in the story. Content warning for this one for domestic abuse and sexual assault and rape. I imagine that there are more content warnings, but those are like the big ones. So yes, I've already read these two. And then I picked up Hopeless because it sounded super interesting, and this one isn't on Scribd, but a bunch of the other ones are, and so I'm trying to make my way through Colleen Hoover's backlist, and so I figured I would pick this one up so that I can read it physically. The next four books my mom is super sweet and got me for Valentine's Day. So the first one is Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. This is the third installation in the Heartstopper graphic novel series, and this just follows two boys named Ben and Charlie who are kind of working out their feelings for each other, and in this one they go on a school trip to Paris, and it's so cute. This one does deal with some heavier elements, like eating disorders, so just be wary of that before going in, but I absolutely love this series and I was super excited to get it super close to when it came out. Then I got Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a young adult mystery thriller about a girl named Sam, and she has lost her memory, and when she wakes up her best friend is gone. They don't know where she is, and she is the primary suspect, and nobody understands like what happened to them. Everyone's really confused, and so she's regaining her memory, rebuilding relationships with people, and trying to figure out what happened to her and her best friend on this night that like she lost her memory, and now she's like in the hospital. These are some of my favorite books to read. I love this stereotypical plot line. It's been done a lot of times, but I can't seem to get enough of it. This is definitely an older one, but it's one that I've been wanting to read since I found BookTube, so it's been a long time coming, and I'm just very grateful that I finally have. Then I got two more contemporaries. One I have seen a little bit about, and then the other I haven't seen anything about. So the first one is Every Other Weekend by Abigail Johnson. This is about two kids who are living in this apartment complex, and they have really, really different lives. They're just going through a lot of very different things, and every other weekend they are connecting and talking and opening up about what they're going through, and maybe realizing that what they're going through isn't like the end of the world. I haven't read this one yet, but it sounds really, really cute. And then the other one is Just Breathe by Cami McGovern. This is following a boy named David who is a senior in high school and has cystic fibrosis and I think needs a lung transplant, and a girl named Jamie who is dealing with depression. She's a sophomore in high school, and one day when she is volunteering at the hospital and sees David, they form a connection based on having illnesses that sometimes people don't understand fully and how difficult that can be. I, again, have not read this one either, but I am super excited. I haven't ever read a book with cystic fibrosis rep in it, and so I'm really excited to read for that aspect, as well as the depression, and just it sounds like it's going to be a cute love story, so I'm really excited to read this one. Then we have my two Fairy Loot box books, so the one from January and the one from February, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just skip the next couple of books. I'll try and put a timestamp here if I can remember. So the January one is Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez. This is a Bolivian-inspired fantasy, and it sounds really interesting. I am definitely more intrigued after reading the author's note than I was reading the synopsis. This isn't one that I had really ever heard of, but I am super excited. It sounds like it's going to be really interesting and really, just, I don't know, good, empowering, and enlightening. So I'm really excited, and I also love this cover change, just especially because I love like light gray. That is the color of my room, and so I love this cover. The book that we got in the February box was The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I had no idea that this book was coming out, but I have heard of Trisha Levenseller other books before. So she wrote The Daughter of the Pirate King, Daughter of the Siren Queen duology, as well as The Warrior of the Wild. This one is basically, it's been pitched as a Slytherin romance, which sounds super good. We're following a girl named Alessandra who her goal is to marry the Shadow King and then kill him. And I am super excited. It sounds like it's going to be really, really good, and it's a pretty short fantasy, so I cannot wait to read this one, hopefully in the very near future. Next, I have another young adult book that I haven't heard a ton about, but it sounds like it's gonna be like The Selection almost. The Selection meets The Princess and the Pauper is kind of like the vibe I'm getting from it, and that is Belle Revolt by Lindsay Miller. This is about a girl named Emily and another girl named Annette. Emily DeMare is more at home holding scalpels than embroidery needles and is desperate to escape her noble roots to serve her country as a physician. But society dictates that a noble lady cannot perform such gruesome work. Annette Boucher, overlooked and overworked by her family, wants more from life than her humble beginnings and longs to be trained in magic. So when a strange noble girl offers Annette the chance of a lifetime, she accepts. So basically, they switch places and pretend to be each other so that they can have the lives that they want to live. And then on the back it says, she could be the perfect lady, the pristine calm my mother had always wanted of me, and I could be the avalanche lurking underneath. And that just sounds amazing. Plus these chapters aren't super long, and it just sounds like it's going to be amazing. So I'm really excited to read this one. And then the last book is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and that is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I'm sure that you've all heard about this. To be honest, I don't necessarily know much about it. I know that this one is an urban fantasy following Bryce Quinlan. A demon murdered her closest friends, leaving her bereft. So this is like an investigation with demons, and it sounds like it's going to be really good. It's 800 pages, and I am super excited to read this, especially because I am buddy reading it with Shelby over at Graced with Books. And I just think that that is going to be super fun. So those were all of the books that I have accumulated so far through February and this little bit of March. And I'm really excited to read all of them. some of them I have already gotten to. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what books you have recently picked up, or if any of these sounded interesting and you want a review, or you think that I should pick them up sooner rather than later. Let me know. I absolutely love talking to you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that you're doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise, and especially health-wise. But yeah, that is it for this video. I love you all so much, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.